Hello everyone and welcome back to our European Journeyman series with Monaco. Now we are back in action just ahead of the January transfer window. The winter break will occur in this episode after about 4 games. We're going to be taking on Lille, Guignon, Marseille and Clermont-Foot in the Coupe de la Ligue there, but also the 3 league games. Then we'll have the winter break, then we'll have the January transfer window open. We'll also take on Consulat Marseille and Saint-Etienne at the end of the episode. So a lot to look forward to. I think the big thing is the transfer market and trying to find a top quality player to replace Thomas Lemar. That's my priority. If we can find an extra player to bring in as well, then I'll definitely do that. But the top priority is definitely Lemar getting a replacement. Now for this match against Lille, we do need to keep up our form. If we have a quick look at the competition screen, we will see that we are currently level on points with PSG, actually just behind them on goal difference because they won in the earlier kickoff. So we need to win this game to go back 3 points clear at the top at the halfway mark of the season. We also progressed at the top of our Champions League group. The knockout round draw will be today. We've also then got the 2 cup competitions to focus on in France, but the main thing is the league for me. I really want to upset PSG's dominance of the French league. For this game, we're going to be playing with Morata and Mbappe leading the line. Bernardo Silva tucked in behind them. Castellano, Pineda and Cook are the midfield 3, with Sidibe, Pereira, Vallejo and Fabinho the back 4, Nezovic in goal. Dubois loses the ball to Castellano. Now Mbappe has it and he's got pace to run at the defenders. 4 of them around him. He gets his shot off, but it's not on target. Bernardo Silva running across a couple of defenders. Pulls it back to Pineda. Now Cook finds Castellano. He looks for Bernardo Silva. Ball into Sidibe's a good one. He can put it across goal. Fabinho's header finds the bottom corner. It wasn't the best cross from Sidibe, but he found Fabinho's head, who found the bottom corner. Free kick taken by Mukhtar, cleared out by Vallejo, and now we've got plenty of players on the counter. Morata on the ball at the minute, finds Castellano. He picks the pass of Mbappe. Cook onto Bernardo Silva. Fabinho puts it across and Morata finishes what is a stunning counter-attacking team goal for his 20th of the season already. Fulgini finds Raul from the free kick. He's going past a couple of defenders. Sufache wins it. Now Pineda back to Pereira. Morata playing on the left flank, looks for Mbappe. He's managed to find him as well. Mbappe still going, but his effort not good enough to beat Nardi. There is the full-time whistle. A solid 2-0 win away against a possibly tricky Lille side means that we have moved top, 3 points clear at the halfway mark. I'm very happy with that, and I would have snapped your arm off if you'd offered me that at the start of the season. So with a few more league games to play this episode, hopefully we can put together a nice run of results. This is the first time we've won a game comfortably in the league for a little while, so it should hopefully indicate an upturn in form. Well, here is the Champions League draw, and as we won the group, we are a seeded team. Now, the big opponents in here are Bayern Munich, Man City and Real Madrid. Of course, we could pull out Valencia, our former team, which would be a nice game to take on. The rest of the teams I'm not too worried about. So let's get straight into the draw. Fenerbahce, first out of the hat, get Barcelona. Sporting Lisbon get Juventus. Manchester City, this is what we want to avoid if we can, but it's gone straight to us. We are taking on Manchester City in the first knockout round. I think we did that last year as well, so this is going to be quite a difficult time. If we have a look at last year, we actually took on Manchester United last year, getting knocked out. So we're taking on the other Manchester club this time, and hopefully we can get a better performance against them than we did against Manchester United last year. Well, for this game against Clermont-Foot in the Coupe de la Ligue, we are changing quite a lot in the team and giving debuts to a lot of youngsters as well. Now, up front, we're going to have Donald Fontaine and Pascal Traoré, 2 untested youngsters leading the line, with Christian Kofi behind them. Now, that is a big risk, but I've got some big hitters on the bench. If we're struggling, I can make changes and make sure we get the right players on the pitch. Midfield, a bit more like the usual formation, with Nikitovic, Thiago Maia and Sufache in there. Chevalier, Ramirez, Glick and Kouyaté are the back 4, with Nezovic in goal. So there are 4 players at least making their debuts today. I think Kofi might be making his debut as well, but I'm hoping that they can really put on a show and get us a good win against Clermont-Foot. Bernahau on the ball. finds Natambi. Chevalier with the tackle, but it's straight to the opposition. Ball swung in towards Ramirez. He heads it on, and now it's with Traore. What can these three youngsters in attack do? It's Nikitovic to Kofi. Ball given away there, but picked up by Ramirez. Thiago Maia to Kofi again. Onto Sufache, who sends it wide to Kuyate. Two in the box to aim at, and it's Fontaine at the back post who couldn't steer it in. Corner taken by Kofi, cleared at the first man. Thiago Maia picks it up, puts it in, and Fontaine at the back post has put the ball in the back of the net to give us the lead. Bertrand, edge of the area, tries to go round in man, finds Ntambi, who finds the bottom corner with a very good finish to make it 1-1. Sufache's free kick, and he finds the top corner to make it 2-1. Our lead is restored, and it's his first goal for the club. Kuyate sends the ball into Thiago Maia. He finds Fontaine. It's come to Mbappe. Now Nikitovic. Sends it wide to Robert. Now Sufache to Kuyate. Ball in, and Alvaro Morata, who's come off the bench, gets his token goal for 3-1. Well, there's the full-time whistle. A good 3-1 win for us despite all of the changes. No upset on the cards, and we've got progression into the next round. Just a couple of more games left to go before the winter break, but we do have the Coupe de la Ligue's quarter-final after going through in our last match. There's quite a few big teams still in here, but PSG, the only one we'd really like to avoid. They are first out of the hat as well, and they get Stade Brestois. Lorient get Stade Rennais. Nice get us. So there we go. We'll be away against Nice in the quarter-finals. I'd expect us to beat everybody in there except for PSG as usual, really, and hopefully we can get PSG in the final. I think that'd be nice, but getting knocked out earlier would save us some fitness, or playing PSG earlier would almost wrap up the competition before we reach the final. So we should be getting through against Nice, and we'll have to see what happens in the semi-finals. Ahead of this match with Guignon, it is worth noting that we are currently unbeaten in all competitions so far this season. We lost one pre-season friendly, but otherwise we've won or drawn every game up to this point. Now, this same thing happened when we were at Benfica, and we got to the final game before the winter break before losing. So I'm hoping that against Guignon and then Marseille, we can keep this unbeaten record, hopefully stay at the top of the league, and put ourselves in the best possible position when January comes around. Now, to try and achieve that today against Guignon, who are 13th in the league, I'm using the aggressive away formation. We're going to have Morata, Mbappe and Silva as the front three like we did in the last league game. Castellano, Pineda and Cook are in midfield with Zeka, Pereira, Vallejo and Fabinho the back four. Nezovic in goal. It's our strongest 11 with Thomas Lemar out injured, and everybody's pretty fit after we rested them in that Coupe de la Ligue game. So hopefully we can get these 3 points and set ourselves up for that final match before the winter break against Marseille. Bernardo Silva with the corner, sends it to Morata on the edge of the area. He tries to put it in, and it's Pineda who's touched it last, and it's gone into the back of the net to give us the lead. Pineda over to Zeka. Now Castellano to Morata. He's got plenty of support. It's come for Cook. Ball back to Pineda. Cook again. Bernardo Silva across to Castellano. Bernardo Silva's gone for goal. What a strike. That is right into the top corner. That was as close as you can get to the top corner without it hitting the woodwork. A stunning finish and possible goal of the season. Corner just before half-time by Guignon. It's gone all the way to Arbogast. Now Kone, edge of the area. The ball deflects to Zeka. Can we counter-attack like we did in our last game? Or the game before that, rather, in the league. It's Bernardo Silva out to Zeka. He's still coming forward. They've got men back, but Morata has it. On to Cook. He's still going, Cook. He might have a strike, but he's put it just wide. Zeka on the ball, bringing it forward. And then he's lost it to Trasharash. That's a terrible bit of defending from Zeka. He can't make it up with the tackle either. Luckily, it's come back to us. Bernardo Silva sends it over the top towards Mbappe. Castellano down to Malcolm. He finds Castellano again. Bernardo Silva. Good position. He goes for the pass to Mbappe. It was a stunning pass from Bernardo Silva and an equally brilliant finish from Mbappe. 10 for him this season, but Bernardo Silva is on fire today. Bernardo Silva to Malcolm. Now Zeka. Fabinho's just gone down with an injury on the far side. Zeka to Bernardo Silva. In the last minute of added time, it's Pineda to Bernardo Silva. onto Thiago Maia, who strikes it and it dribbles past the keeper into the bottom corner for 4-0. He really should have been stopping that effort. Well, there is the full-time whistle. It's a dominant 4-0 win for us, and we really are returning back to some excellent form after a little bit of a disappointing spell. It also means that we are 6 points clear with PSG still to play, and going into the winter break we are guaranteed almost to be at the top of the league. Well, that's an injury we really didn't want. He got injured in the last 30 seconds of added time in that game, but he's going to be out for 4 months, Fabinho. A huge injury. He's off to see a specialist, but he's going to be out almost as long as Thomas Müller. He won't be back until April, which shows just how long he's going to be out. That is something we're going to need to address because we don't have a lot of cover at fullback, certainly not at right back. Sidibe can come in the short term, but we're going to need to look at bringing in another fullback by January. Well, our final match ahead of the winter break almost has a kiss of death about it after what happened at Benfica. I would be absolutely over the moon if we could finish 2021 completely unbeaten in all competitions. That would be absolutely incredible and would set us up so well for the second half of the season. But we are 90 minutes away from achieving that goal. We're using the defensive-ish home formation because Marseille are one of the stronger teams in this league. We're going to have Mbappe on the left, Bernardo Silva on the right and Morata up front. So it's still the same front three we've been using for a while. Pineda, Cook and Thiago Maia are in midfield with Zeka, Pereira, Vallejo and now Sidibe at right back after Fabinho's injury. Nezovic is in goal, and it is worth saying I have made an enormous signing which I won't talk about until they join the club in January, but it is an absolute game changer of a signing to look forward to. Bernardo Silva with the free kick. He's tried to play it short but has given it away. Now Navarro to Lozano. He's coming forward from left back. Keita, dangerous player, puts it over the top for Bandeira, who's in on goal, but Nezovic with a good stop. Kepa sends the ball out wide to the right flank. It's Zeka who wins it though. Now Mbappe across to Pineda. Players to his right if he needs them. Still going. He spreads it beautifully to Sidibe, who keeps it in. Puts the cross in as well. Kepa comes to claim it. It's Luso and Bernardo Silva. The ball played out to him. He has tucked that in for his 10th goal of the season, and he is really stepping up in Thomas Lemar's absence. Pineda with the corner. In towards Pereira, it's headed back out to Pineda. Man free on the edge is Lewis Cook. He finds Mbappe. Ball's laid off to Cook and it has ricocheted in, I think, off Alvaro Morata for 2-0. Soufache with a free kick. He's gone for goal. It's saved by Kepa, but I think this is going to be the full-time whistle as soon as he kicks the ball. And there it is. We have managed to finish the first half of the season unbeaten in all competitions. That is how strong this team is. PSG, by the way, got a last-minute equaliser against Lyon, which has really irked me because it could have left us 6 points clear. Instead, we are 5 points clear and we have a matching goal difference after 21 games. 53 points after 21 matches is quite impressive and still unbeaten as well. And I'm really starting to think this is our year, especially after we beat PSG in Paris. So they need to come to our backyard, and if we win that game, surely that will be the title pretty much over. It's going to be a very tough to stop us, and we will have to suffer a big collapse in form, which hopefully we can avoid. But so far we are playing absolutely exceptionally. It's now January 1st, but the transfer window doesn't open till tomorrow, so you're going to have to wait for that big signing to be announced. But there is also news of a second big signing, both coming from the same club, both names that you will know, and that are going to make a huge difference to this team in the next 6 months. So things definitely to look forward to after this game. For this one, we are resting a few players and also playing a strong side at the same time. Morata, Mbappe and Bernardo Silva are all going to be playing up front. Cook is joined by Soufache in midfield, Thiago Maia behind him. With Zeka, Pereira, Vallejo and Sidibe, the back four. Just a little bit of other news to tell you about. One is that the League One goal of the month went to Thiago Maia, but also that, I don't want to ruin any spoilers here as I scroll down, but Alvaro Morata claimed the Foreign Player of the Year award. 19 goals in 19 games in League so far this season, and Pineda won the Players Player of the Year or the North American Player of the Year award, which is quite impressive for him playing as he does in our league, ahead of Roma player and a Marseille player. So very good stuff for the team there, getting a few awards, but hopefully we can continue where we left off the first half of this season with an unbeaten second half of the season. Cook to Morata, ball ricochets back, but Cook finds it. Now Thiago Maia to Soufache. Cook lays it off to Mbappe, who's weaving between these defenders like there's nothing there, and it's an excellent finish as well. A great goal from Kylian Mbappe. Mbappe got freedom of the left side of the pitch here. He cuts inside anyway. Another individual run for him. He lays it off to Soufache. Now Morata slips the ball through to Bernardo Silva, who makes it 2-0. Bournier puts the ball in, it's headed away, and now it's being chased after by Bernardo Silva. One defender to beat. He's running at him, but he does get tackled. He really should have done better there. It's the DB with the follow-up ball. Into Soufache. Bernardo Silva has another chance. Plays it off to Lewis Cook in a good position to strike one, which he does for 3-0. Bournier gives the ball away to Vallejo. Now Soufache. Out wide to Bernardo Silva. Across to Soufache. Cook loses the ball to Del Pierre there. He really should be doing better with that. Pereira picks it up. Zeka onto Mbappe. Now Soufache lays it off to Cook. Ball into Morata. Comes back to Cook. Zeka on the left back position. Puts the cross in. And Bernardo Silva hits the post, but follows up with the rebound to make it 4. Sidibe into Bernardo Silva, who's fouled by Hernandez. He's going to get the chance for a hat-trick from the penalty spot. Bernardo for the hat-trick, and it's saved by Savage. Thiago Maia onto Zeka. Castellano to Soufache. Ball out wide to Zeka. Swung in, cleared away. Soufache following up, finds Thiago Maia. Now Zeka. Castellano to Mbappe, fouled again by Mbappe. It's going to be another penalty. Silva steps up, second chance for a hat-trick, and this time he does find the bottom corner for 5-0. Silva's corner, in towards Pereira, comes out to Boris. Goes past one player, slips it in, and Vallejo's there to lift it over the keeper for 6. We put out a strong team and we got a very strong result, a 6-0 demolition to welcome the boys back for the new year. A very good performance, and we're into the next round. Well, as you can see on the screen, the two big signings have now joined the club for a total of £72.5 million. Now, they're very old players. Eden Hazard is an absolute world-class player still. He'll be coming in as a direct replacement for Thomas Lemar on the left wing. There was no doubt in my mind about signing him. When I saw he had a release clause in there, I was snapping him up straight away. So he's going to jump straight into the first team, familiar with French football already. And given how good he still is, that is an excellent signing as far as I'm concerned. Now, Azpilicueta, not quite as good, but I believe he's still got potential to become a little bit better than where he is at the moment. I don't know if he's been playing that much. In fact, he's only played 2 games this year, so I think he can bounce back. And he can play on either side of defence, just like Sidibe. So with Fabinho out for 4 months, I thought he was a vital player to bring in, and he is exactly the kind of experience we need in a title run-in when we're still competing across all competitions. Now, the main reason for bringing these 2 players in instead of a couple of youngsters is that A, they don't have any foreign player restrictions on them because they're both EU nationals, but also they're both available to play in the Champions League, as I understand it. Now, they played in the Europa League for Chelsea, but I don't think that stops them from playing in the Champions League, so hopefully we can register them for the knockout stages of the Champions League and really have a go at that competition again. Now, the other thing that I've done is change the season expectations from top 4 sort of finish to winning the league, which means that the wage budget's just been expanded, which means that we've also got a bit of cash to spend if we want it. We could probably spend up to £20 million, I think, on another player with a couple of £100,000 in the wage budget as well. So there could be another big player still to come this January transfer window, so a lot to look out for, but hopefully we can bed in the 2 new players quite soon, carry on our stunning run of form and finish this with a perfect episode finish. Well, we have made a third signing. It is Matthias Kranjvitter, who's joined us, a 28-year-old Argentinian who gets around the EU rules because he's also got Italian citizenship. He's coming straight into the team. He'll be a very good player for us as well, either in defensive midfield with Fabio out injured or in the centre midfield. He can play in either positions and will help flesh out the squad. And it also means we've now strengthened all three elements of the pitch, which will make us a much stronger team going into the second half of this season. Well, the final match of this episode is away against Nice in the Coupe de la Ligue. There's no major surprises in the team, but Eden Hazard is going to make his debut on the left flank with Bernardo Silva on the right flank. Azpilicueta is on the bench, as is Matthias Kranjvitter, so they could both make their debuts today as well. Pineda, the only player alongside Glick, actually not at full fitness, but they should be pretty well rested. Just about the entire team is well rested after the winter break, and I'm expecting us to make it into the semi-finals of this competition. Zeka with the throw into Eden Hazard. He pulls across it into Lewis Cook, who has headed it in from pretty much the penalty spot. Just 3 minutes into his debut, Eden Hazard has got an assist. Glick into Pineda. Now Cook. Over to Bernardo Silva. Nice back heel to find Sidibe, who puts a cross in, and there is Morata at the near post to make it 2-0. Hazard with a free kick, edge of the area, he finds the back of the net, a goal and an assist 30 minutes into his debut for the club. Bernardo Silva bringing the ball in from the right flank, finds Pineda, there's Hazard, sends it back to Pineda, now Lewis Cook to Bernardo Silva, ball out to Zeka, puts the ball in, Morata's header, it's 4-0. Lewis Cook sends the ball into Zeka. It's come towards Mbappe. Pineda follows up and he smashes it into the back of the net for 5-0 in the 91st minute. There is our perfect episode, a 5-0 win, finishing off what has been an incredible episode to go through. It's been absolutely brilliant, and it means that we are still 5 points clear at the top. We're still in both of the cup competitions. We've made some stunning signings, and we are still unbeaten in all competitions this season. I can't even count how many games that is. It's absolutely incredible, our run of form. Now, next episode we'll be taking on Saint-Etienne and Cannes when we go back into league action. We've then got the Coupe de la Ligue semi-final, a game against Lorient in Ligue 1, Lille in the Coupe de France, and we will finish off against Bordeaux in Ligue 1. So another good opportunity to build up a perfect episode and a bit of a run of victories. We've been doing so well recently, there's absolutely no question about that. In the competitions, you can see that nice 5-point gap there. The board very happy with our position, and I'm expecting us to do well in the two cup competitions as well and add to our trophy collection. And if we have a look at our transfer history for this season, we have now spent £249 million. There is so much money at this club, and we could still make another transfer. It isn't all over yet. There could be another player still to come in. So I'm just very, very happy with the way things are. Given that I thought I might quit the club last season, I'm glad I stayed on, and this team really is the strongest team I have ever had. And once Fabinho and Thomas Lemar, who were two of our best possible players, come back to full fitness towards the end of the season, we could be looking at an unstoppable team. So make sure you subscribe if you want to see how long we can keep this unbeaten run going. Obviously, we've got Man City still to come in the Champions League. Those are going to be the real tests for us, but there's still a long way to go before we win a lot of silverware in France. Make sure to drop a like on the video as well if you've enjoyed the transfers. Let me know what you think about the team in the comments below. But until next time, see ya.